she's with someone else. But these signs mean she may come back, she is with someone else, and that reality may feel like the final answer. You see her giving another man the attention she once gave you. You imagine them laughing together, building memories, sharing the kind of conversations that used to belong to you. Then your mind asks the question you are almost afraid to answer. Does this mean I have lost her forever? Maybe, but not necessarily. A new relationship does not automatically erase an old emotional bond. A woman can move forward physically while remaining emotionally unresolved. She can choose someone else and still compare the connection to what she had with you. She can appear happy and still wonder whether leaving was the right decision. She can miss you and remain silent. But before you turn that possibility into hope, you need to understand something. Her having unresolved feelings does not mean you should interfere with her relationship. It does not mean you should become the secret man she contacts whenever things become difficult. It does not mean every story view, like song or indirect message, proves she wants you back. And it certainly does not mean you should pause your life while waiting for another relationship to fail. Nobody can honestly promise she will return. Her current relationship may continue. She may care about you and still decide not to reconnect. She may miss parts of what you had without wanting the relationship again, but certain patterns can show that the past is not emotionally finished. And before this video ends, you will understand which signs may indicate that she is reconsidering, which signs mean almost nothing, and how to protect your dignity if she comes back toward you while another man is still in the picture. Because the biggest mistake is not that men fail to notice the signs. It is that they notice one small sign, become overwhelmed by hope, and immediately give away every boundary they had finally built. The first sign is that she keeps finding unnecessary reasons to contact you, not clear reasons, small reasons. She asks about an item she could easily replace. She sends you something that reminded her of an old joke. She asks a question she could answer herself. She brings up a memory without explaining why. She sends a birthday message that becomes longer than expected. She reacts to something you posted after weeks or months of silence. One isolated message may mean very little. People become curious. They feel nostalgic. They remember old connections. But repeated, unnecessary contact can suggest that some part of her is searching for a safe way back into your world. She may not be ready to say, "I miss you." So she creates a smaller opening. She asks something ordinary because ordinary questions carry less risk than emotional honesty. If you respond coldly, she can pretend the contact meant nothing. If you respond warmly, she learns that the door may still be open. But this is where you must stay grounded. Do not treat the first message like a reconciliation. If she says, "Hey, do you remember the name of that restaurant?" Answer the question naturally. You do not need to say, "Why are you really contacting me?" You do not need to tell her you have been waiting. You do not need to ask whether she is unhappy with the other man. Let her intention reveal itself through continued effort. Doesn't she keep the conversation going? Does she ask meaningful questions about your life? Does she return again after the first exchange? Does she eventually communicate directly about the past? Or does she disappear the moment she confirms that you still respond? That difference matters. Some people contact an ex because they want to rebuild. Some contact because they are lonely. Some because they want emotional reassurance. Some because the current relationship is difficult and the past suddenly feels comforting. Do not judge the message alone. Watch the pattern that follows. The second sign is that she becomes unusually emotional when she believes you are moving on. She may be comfortable while she thinks you are waiting. Your emotional availability gives her certainty. Even if she chose someone else, she knows the door behind her has not fully closed. Then something changes. You stop watching, you stop reacting, you stop posting indirect messages. You begin living without performing for her attention. Maybe she hears that you are dating. Maybe she sees you looking healthier, calmer, and more focused. Maybe she notices that the man who once chased is no longer emotionally standing in the same place. Suddenly her behavior changes. She contacts you. She becomes curious. She asks whether there is someone new. She becomes colder than expected. She posts more frequently. She reacts to something that would normally not matter. This can suggest that your emotional movement affected her. But jealousy does not automatically mean love. A person can dislike losing access without wanting a relationship. She may not want to be with you, yet still feel uncomfortable imagining you with someone else. She may be attached to being important to you. She may miss the reassurance of knowing you had not moved on. That is why you must not confuse emotional reaction with genuine readiness. The important question is not, did she get jealous? The important question is, what did she do with that emotion? Did she communicate clearly? Did she become available? Did she take responsibility? Did she express a real desire to rebuild? Or did she simply react until she felt certain that you still cared? A strong emotional response may show unresolved attachment. Only clear, consistent action can show relationship intention. The third sign is that she keeps comparing the current relationship to what she had with you. Sometimes she may tell you directly, The connection feels different. He does not understand me the way you did. I did not realize how patient you were. I miss how easy it was to talk to you. Other times, the comparison appears indirectly. She asks whether you remember how the two of you handled a certain situation. She brings up the way you supported her. She speaks about qualities in you that she once overlooked. Time and contrast can make people appreciate what familiarity caused them to ignore. When someone receives consistent support for long enough, it begins feeling ordinary. They stop noticing how rare it is. Then they enter a different relationship. The attention may be exciting, the attraction may be strong, but eventually everyday reality appears, communication styles clash, emotional habits become visible. The new person cannot read every unspoken feeling. The excitement does not automatically create safety. That is when comparison may begin, but do not build your healing around the hope that the other man disappoints her. You do not need him to fail for your value to become real. And you should not become the person she uses to emotionally escape her current relationship. If she says, he does not understand me like you did, do not respond by attacking him or inviting her into a secret emotional connection. You can say, I understand, but I do not think it is appropriate for us to have this conversation while you are in a relationship. That boundary may feel risky. You may fear that she will disappear. But allowing emotional intimacy while she remains committed elsewhere places you in a triangle. She receives comfort from you while avoiding a clear decision. You become emotionally invested again without receiving commitment, and the other man becomes part of a situation he may know nothing about. If she genuinely wants to reconsider the relationship with you, she must first handle her current situation honestly. Do not accept a hidden role because you are afraid of losing the possibility. The fourth sign is that she repeatedly returns to shared memories. She mentions a trip, a song, a private joke, a moment when the two of you felt deeply connected. She remembers details you assumed she had forgotten. She sends an old picture. She says, do you ever think about that time? Nostalgia often appears when the present creates emotional contrast. She may miss how she felt around you. She may miss the familiarity, the sense of being known, the emotional language the two of you developed over time. But nostalgia is not the same as compatibility. Two people can remember beautiful moments and still be unhealthy together. She can miss the beginning while remaining unwilling to repair the ending. She can miss the comfort while avoiding responsibility for what damaged the relationship. That is why you must respond to nostalgia with warmth and judgment. You can say, yes, that was a meaningful time. You do not need to deny the past, but do not allow one beautiful memory to erase the pattern that caused the separation. If she says, I miss how we used to be, you can say, I miss parts of it too, but going back would only make sense if something was genuinely different. That response keeps you honest. You acknowledge the bond, you refuse to become controlled by it, because the goal is not to return to the old relationship. The old relationship ended. The only healthy possibility would be creating something new, with different communication, stronger boundaries, and mutual accountability. The fifth sign is that she asks detailed questions about your life. Not basic politeness, real curiosity. She wants to know whether you are seeing someone, whether you moved, whether your work changed, whether you still follow the routines you once discussed, whether you remember her. She may ask indirectly, so have you met anyone interesting? You seem different lately. You look happier. Are you talking to someone? These questions may show that she is measuring how much access still exists. She may be trying to understand whether the position she once held has been filled. But again, curiosity is not commitment. She may want information without wanting to act. She may want reassurance that she still matters. She may be testing whether your attention remains available. Answer without performing. Do not exaggerate your dating life to create jealousy. Do not post another woman as a weapon. Do not lie and say you are completely over her if you are not. You can say, I've been focused on rebuilding my life and moving forward. That is honest. If she asks directly whether you are seeing someone, answer according to your reality. But do not use the conversation to create competition. Mature attraction does not require emotional tricks. The more calmly you answer, the more clearly you can observe why she is asking. The conversation become deeper. Does she express regret? Does she suggest meeting? Or does she receive the information and disappear? Let her effort reveal the meaning. The sixth sign is that she struggles to speak about you neutrally. When someone is emotionally finished, the past often loses intensity. They can acknowledge what happened without becoming unusually angry, defensive, or emotional. But when the attachment remains unresolved, your name may still create a strong reaction. She becomes visibly cold. She insists she never thinks about you, even though nobody asked. She speaks harshly about the relationship months later. She becomes defensive when mutual friends mention you. She reacts strongly to the idea that you might be happy without her. Strong emotion does not always mean hidden love. It can mean hurt, anger, guilt, resentment, unprocessed grief. But it may show that the relationship is not emotionally neutral. Do not attempt to provoke that reaction. Do not post things designed to make her jealous. Do not try to prove that she still cares by upsetting her. Manipulating a reaction only creates more confusion. You want clarity, not emotional evidence that can mean 5 different things. If she is angry about the past and eventually contacts you, listen without surrendering your boundaries. Maybe she has real pain, maybe you made mistakes, maybe you failed to understand what she was experiencing. You can take responsibility without accepting every accusation. You can say, I understand why that affected you. I take responsibility for my part. But repair requires honesty from both people. If she wants you to accept all blame while avoiding her own behavior, the relationship is not ready to restart. The 7th sign is that she creates emotional closeness with you while keeping her current relationship unclear. She contacts you late at night. She confides in you. She says she misses you. She tells you that she feels confused. She may say she cares about the man she is with, but the connection with you feels deeper. This can seem like the strongest sign that she may return, but it is also the most dangerous situation for you, because emotional intimacy can make you believe reconciliation has already begun. You begin waiting, you become available, you listen to every problem in her current relationship. You start imagining that it is only a matter of time before she chooses you. Meanwhile, she has comfort from both directions. Security there, emotional familiarity with you. You become the private relationship without receiving a public decision. Do not accept that role. You can care about her and still say, I am not comfortable having this kind of connection while you are with someone else. If you become genuinely available and want to talk about us clearly, you can reach out, then step back. That is not an ultimatum. You are not forcing her to leave anyone. You are deciding what role you will not play. She is free to remain in the relationship. You are free to remove yourself from the triangle. This boundary may be the moment that reveals her real intention. If she only wanted emotional comfort, she may disappear. If she genuinely wants to reconsider her future, she will have to make an honest decision without using you as a safety net. The 8th sign is that she takes responsibility for what happened. This is more meaningful than story views, more meaningful than jealousy, more meaningful than nostalgic messages. She says, I understand how I hurt you. I handled the ending badly. I took your effort for granted. I was not honest about what I was feeling. I expected you to keep chasing while I stayed uncertain. Real accountability is specific. It does not say we both made mistakes while avoiding every personal action. It does not turn immediately into an excuse. It does not ask you to forget everything because she feels lonely today. When a woman genuinely considers returning, she may begin looking at the past differently, not only at what you did wrong, at what she contributed, but even accountability is not enough by itself. Words create an opening, behavior proves change. Does she respect the fact that you need time? Does she stop creating triangles? Does she communicate directly? Does she remain consistent after the emotional moment passes? Does she accept that trust must be rebuilt? A sincere return can handle a slower pace. A temporary emotional return often wants immediate access. She may say, if you really loved me, you would take me back. Do not allow guilt to replace judgment. You can care deeply and still say, I need to see consistency before I trust this again. That is not punishment. That is wisdom. The 9th sign is that she begins creating a clear path toward you. This is the sign that matters most. She does not only hint, she does not only react, she does not only watch. She takes action. She becomes fully available. She asks for a direct conversation. She tells you what she wants. She explains why she believes things could be different. She accepts responsibility. She listens to your experience. She continues showing effort after learning that you still care. This is where possibility becomes more serious. But even then, do not rush. You may have spent months imagining this moment. Her return can feel like emotional rescue. Suddenly, the rejection is reversed. You feel chosen again. The pain becomes lighter. That relief can make you ignore every unanswered question. Slow down. Ask yourself whether you want her or whether you want the rejection undone. Do you believe the relationship can become healthy? Or are you attracted to the feeling of finally being selected over someone else? Would you still choose her if there were no other man to defeat? Do you trust her character? Can you discuss difficult issues without falling into the old cycle? What has genuinely changed? These questions are not designed to destroy the opportunity. They protect it from being rebuilt on fantasy. If she returns because the other relationship failed, that does not automatically make her feelings. False failure can create reflection. Disgust can create appreciation. But you must know whether she is choosing you clearly or simply returning to familiar comfort because she feels hurt. Time reveals the difference. A sincere return becomes stronger as emotions settle. A comfort-based return often weakens once loneliness disappears. A sincere return accepts boundaries. A comfort-based return wants instant reassurance. A sincere return wants to rebuild trust. A comfort-based return wants to skip directly to the benefits of the old connection. Watch the pattern. Trust should grow at the speed of evidence, not at the speed of your relief. Now, there are signs that men often overvalue. She watches your stories. That may mean curiosity. It may mean habit. It may mean nothing. She likes an old picture. That may be intentional. It may be accidental. It may be nostalgia without relationship intention. She posts a sad song. It may be about you. It may be about her current relationship. It may simply be a song she likes. She asked a mutual friend about you once. That may show interest. It does not prove she wants to return. She blocks and unblocks you. That can show emotional conflict. It can also show that she's trying to manage her own feelings. Do not invade the boundary. When every possible action becomes proof that she is coming back, you are no longer observing. You are protecting hope. She watches, so you think she misses you. She does not watch, so you think she is avoiding you because she misses you. She posts happily, so you think she is pretending. She posts sadly, so you think she regrets leaving. She contacts you, so you think she is returning. She stays silent, so you think pride is stopping her. Do you see the trap? When every outcome supports the same belief, the belief can never be tested. A mature man asks, what do I actually know? You know she is currently with someone else. Respect that. You know hidden emotion is not the same as clear action. Remember that you know your life cannot remain paused around possibilities. Live accordingly. Now, imagine the late night moment. You have stayed away for weeks. Then she reacts to your story. One small notification. Your heart begins racing. You open the conversation. You stare at the reaction. Your mind begins building a story. She misses me. She is unhappy with him. She wants me to contact her. You type everything okay? Stop. Maybe she wants a conversation. If so, she is capable of starting one. Do not transform a small reaction into an emotional rescue mission. Respond naturally if a response is appropriate, but do not use it as permission to invade her current relationship. The late-night mind hates uncertainty. It wants immediate answers. It wants to know whether she still loves you, whether she is happier with him, whether she regrets leaving, whether you should wait. But answers forced from emotional pressure rarely create peace. They create more questions. Put the phone down. Drink water. Walk. Write what you feel privately. Pray if faith is part of your life. The sleep before making a serious decision. The emotion will rise, then it will fall. You can notice a sign without chasing it. You can miss her without entering a triangle. You can hope without organizing your life around hope. You can feel jealousy without allowing jealousy to choose your behavior. That is emotional control. Now, here's your 7-day reset. For 7 days, do not message her first. Do not check her partner's profile. Do not ask mutual friends whether they are happy. Do not look for signs that their relationship is failing. Do not post another woman to make her jealous. Do not send indirect quotes. Do not make emotional decisions after midnight. Do not read old conversations looking for proof that the two of you were meant to return. For 7 days, place that energy into training, work, money, sleep, discipline, faith, emotional control, and rebuilding your identity. Train consistently, but do not punish yourself. Eat properly. Clean your environment. Complete one responsibility you have delayed. Set a financial target. Reduce your screen time. Put your phone away before sleeping. Plan tomorrow before your imagination plans it for you. The purpose is not to make her notice your absence. It is to prove that her current relationship does not control your entire emotional life. Every time you resist checking, you rebuild control. Every time you refuse the triangle, you rebuild dignity. Every time you work while feeling rejected, you rebuild self-trust. Confidence is not believing she will choose you again. Confidence is knowing you remain valuable, even if she never does. That is the confidence you need. Not a confidence based on defeating another man, a confidence that no longer requires comparison. Stop comparing yourself to him. You do not know their private reality. You see selected moments. You imagine the rest. You compare his visible strengths with your hidden insecurities. You assume he gives her everything you could not. You treat her choice like a universal ranking of your worth. It is not. People choose relationships for complex reasons: timing, compatibility, emotional availability, STAR goals, attraction, familiar patterns. Sometimes people choose healthier partners. Sometimes they repeat the same wounds with a different face. Her choice is information about her direction. It is not the final measurement of you as a man. Your job is not to become better than him. Your job is to become more disciplined, honest, grounded, and self-respecting than you were yesterday. That competition builds you. The other competition destroys you. Now, rebuild your body for your own health. Do not imagine every workout as revenge. Do not make your transformation a message designed for her. Train because strength improves your confidence, energy, posture, sleep, and self-trust. Rebuild your work and money. Heartbreak can consume hours through checking, imagining, and waiting. Use those hours, learn a skill, finish the project, increase your income, organize your finances, create options for your future. Money does not replace emotional connection. But direction prevents the loss from becoming your whole identity. Rebuild your friendships, return to the people and interests you neglected. A relationship becomes dangerous when it becomes your only source of meaning. When it ends, everything feels empty. Dot creates several foundations: health, purpose, faith, brotherhood, responsibility, family. Then romance can enrich your life without controlling whether the entire structure survives. Rebuild your standards. Decide what must be true before you consider another chance. She must be fully available. There can be no secret triangle. There must be honest discussion about what ended the relationship. Both people must accept responsibility. Trust must grow gradually. The effort must remain consistent after the emotional intensity fades. Flout these standards while you are calm. Because when she contacts you, emotion may tempt you to abandon all of them. You may say, I do not care what happened, just come back. That is relief speaking. Relief is not wisdom. If she comes back, your responsibility is not to punish her. It is to determine whether the situation is safe enough to reconsider. If she is still with someone else, your answer remains simple. I am not going to be involved while you are in a relationship. If you become available and want to discuss this clearly, you can reach out. Then stop. Do not wait beside the phone. Do not monitor whether she leaves. Continue moving forward. If she becomes available and reaches out, listen. You can say, I'm open to a conversation, but I'm not rushing back into the old dynamic. Ask what changed. Ask what she learned. Ask what she believes must be different. Then share your own truth. Do not agree with everything because you fear losing the opportunity. Healthy repair requires two honest voices, not one person apologizing for existing while the other controls the terms. If she says, I miss you, but I do not know what I want, believe the entire sentence. Do not hear only I miss you. She may genuinely care. She may still be unable to offer clarity. You can say, I understand, but I cannot return to an unclear situation. Then step back. Do not become her waiting room. Confusion can have space. It cannot have unlimited access to your emotional life. If she says she wants friendship while you still want more, do not lie to yourself. You may believe staying close gives you a better chance. But friendship may keep you near enough to hope and too near to heal. You can say, I respect you, but friendship would not be healthy for me right now. That is not punishment, it is honesty. Now, what if none of the signs appear? What if she stays with him? What if she never contacts you? You still move. Walking away must be strong enough to survive the possibility that she never returns. Otherwise, it is not self-respect. It is a strategy. You are saying, I will stay away because I believe absence will make her choose me. That means your life is still waiting for the result. Real self-respect says, I do not control whether she returns. I control whether I keep participating in a situation that prevents me from healing. That is freedom. You may still love her. You may still remember the best moments. You may still believe the connection was meaningful. But meaningful does not always mean permanent. Some relationships become chapters. Some become lessons. Some reveal wounds you need to heal. Some show you what you want and what you can no longer accept. Honor what was real. Accept what is real now. Then move forward. Do not become bitter. Do not decide every woman keeps an ex as a backup. Do not punish the next woman because this woman chose someone else. Do not become controlling because you fear being replaced again. Do not become emotionally unavailable and call it strength. That is pain wearing armor. A mature man learns without poisoning his ability to love. He watches behavior more carefully. He communicates boundaries sooner. He refuses triangles. He stops competing for unclear affection. He remains warm, but he becomes selective. He remains loyal, but only where loyalty is mutual. He remains open, but he no longer waits indefinitely for someone to decide whether he matters. That is growth. So if she is with someone else, do not build your life around watching for her return. Not as actions, not fantasies. Repeated direct contact may matter. Strong emotion may show unresolved attachment. Comparison may show that she recognizes what she lost. Nostalgia may show that the bond remains meaningful. Accountability may show maturity. Clear movement toward you may create a real possibility. But none of those signs gives you permission to interfere. None replaces the need for her to become fully available. None guarantees that rebuilding would be healthy. If she returns with clarity, listen. If she remains with him, protect the boundary. If she brings accountability, observe consistency. If she wants secret comfort, refuse the triangle. If she remains confused, continue moving. If she never returns, keep building. Because the deepest truth is this: the most important sign is not whether she may come back. It is whether you have become strong enough to evaluate her return without losing yourself in relief. Anyone can welcome back the person they desperately missed. A grounded man asks whether the relationship returning would actually improve both lives.